A lot of massive scores floating around in SuperCoach this week, but unfortunately not for our team. A score of 2,488, we've been kicked out of the top 100. First poor week since round 1. Not ideal that it's come during a week where everyone's scoring 100 or 200 points better, but it's okay. Just a minor setback, we move. I'd be dreaming about being up this high in rank in previous seasons, so we'll take where we're at and hope to bounce back next week. Defense was pretty average. Sheasel led the way, and that was with mid and forward time. And we might look at trading out Will Day at some point. Maybe he's by. He got tagged, but he's been below what we would have hoped since bringing him back. Midfield, Bont VC didn't quite work out. Had an injury scare in the third, but played out the rest of the game, so should be fine. We brought in Walsh, and of course he scores below the ton for the first time this season. And that was on 96% mid-time as well, so he might not even get forward DPP. He's below the 35% mark now at 34%. So not ideal, but like I said last week, I'm fine bringing him in as a mid only. We did have a plan to bring in Libba instead, and then Walsh for this coming week, but that involved Wilmot being traded, and once Chincotta didn't get named, I dropped those plans and stuck with Walsh instead. Lost some points there, but it is what it is. Laird, Merritt and Steele were all outstanding. Cogs good. Atkins, what a surprise this was. Much needed ton, and that will be great cash gen for the next couple of weeks. And finally Clarry did his hammy, played out the game, but Melbourne's injury report says he'll be out for the short term. I'm leaning at this stage towards holding him, especially with buys being best 18. Shouldn't take too much of a hit, and who knows what short term means. He could come back early, you never know. And on the bench, Wilmot has been in great form the last few weeks. Johnson was the sub, beat his break even. We'll take it, I guess. And we decided to go Sharp over Humphrey. Not looking so great now that Humphrey's tunned again, but I valued the extra cash to facilitate an upgrade for this week. I guess we'll have to see how it goes, but good for everyone that brought in Humphrey. In the rucks, Marshall very good, and Darcy, this decision killed me. Pod captain, massive risk, and it failed big time. Going up against an injured Geelong side with Segler as the number 1 ruck did not live up to expectation. Merritt was right there against Richmond. Did consider Marshall as well. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. First captain score below the ton, and it couldn't have come at a worse week. And the forward line, Dunkley and Rosie killed it. Taranto super consistent as usual. Errol got tagged. Seamus, great stuff, especially for cash gen. And Samson will take a 58 from him, considering Nankervis came back into the side. And on the bench, Angwin played a full game and barely beat Sam Simpson, so great. On to trades. Get to move on from a stinky round. Although if I didn't mess up my captain, it wouldn't have looked so bad. But it is what it is. Like I said before, I'm probably going to hold Clarry. I'm happy to field Wilmot this week, and then it'll be the buys, best 18, so should be okay there. What I'm thinking of doing is either Chincotta or Johnson out. Although, if I go Johnson out, I don't think I'll have enough cash for what I want to do, so it has to be Chincotta. So he goes for GWS rookie Fleeton, and then we're going to trade Samson Ryan, chuck Cogs up forward, and bring in Lockie Neal. So we keep the upgrades going, and that's what I liked about Sharp over Humphrey until Humphrey tunned again. But at least we make the upgrade. Chincotta down to Fleeton, Ryan up to Neal, leaving me with 20k in the bank. I think this is what we'll go with for now. So this will be how the team looks heading into round 11. 3 rookies on field, 2 spots left to upgrade with Clarry on the bench. And we'll see what we want to do with the likes of Day and Sheasel once the team is done. I think we're in a good spot, but we have missed out on a couple of rookies that have been popping off, most notably Weddle and Humphrey, and of course Ashcroft is still going really strongly, so I hope we don't take too much of a hit in that regard. Captains this week, I'm not too sure on. We do have some good matchups, but maybe I'm overthinking it. I am thinking of a pod VC in Errol Goulden against Carlton on the Friday night. He cooked them in the preseason. Of course, that's preseason, but I think he has another one in him. So I don't mind taking that risk as a VC. As for captain, Bont against Gold Coast is a good matchup. Merritt against West Coast is probably a free one, but I am aware of a potential Xavier O'Neill tag. Neil against Adelaide maybe, or Dunkley. Rosie against Richmond could be a nice pod captain, but after stuffing up my pod captain last round, maybe I shouldn't go another one. Dacos against North, although maybe he might get a tag as well. Probably just overthinking it. I'm going to go with Laird against Brisbane. They don't usually tag, and he's in better form than Dawson right now, so I'll back in Lairdy. We'll do a quick buy round outlook before ending things. Round 12, it says we've got 20 of 30 minus 1, 2, possibly 3, so 18, maybe 17. I am planning to trade in Wardlaw and Eddie Ford, so that would bring us to over 18. Should be fine there. Round 13, no issues, don't need to bother checking. Round 14, it says we have 23 of 30 minus 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, possibly 5, possibly 6. So we could be as low as 17, but I also plan to have in McAndrew as well, so that will get us 18 plus whatever upgrade we want to make. Probably trade out Seamus by then. So we should be okay there. And then round 15, our biggest problem. It says we have 20 minus 1, 2, possibly 3 and 4, so we could have as low as 16. Yeah, we'll see how we look by then. Hopefully we're in a position to trade out a couple of the GWS guys and make an upgrade for someone who's already had their buy. We'll figure it out, but round 15 is the biggest concern. Anyway, that will do it. Hopefully you all had a much better round than I did. Good luck to you all for round 11, and see you in the next one.